Hey guys, I'll give you a video of the swampy garden. I've had rain since, this is about 9 o'clock last night. It rained on up till around lunchtime today. Today's Memorial Day and everything, and it's kind of another one of them years of garden looking kind of pathetic. This year, I'm doing things a little bit different. Well, the last couple of years I've done things a little bit different. For years I had the garden down on the creek by the house. And the last couple of years we've been trying to clean up some of the fields here on the property. I'd kind of got overgrown with sumac and other such briars and weeds and stuff. So that's why you see a lot of the roots where we plowed this last year. I actually turned it under with a plow last spring, or spring before last, actually, be spring of 2014. And but I mean, it was in such a rooty mess last year that couldn't really do anything with it. There was just so many roots out there, and as you can tell, there's a lot still. But they've seasoned and rotted down enough now that when you go over them with a disc and a bog, they do cut up. I'm hoping that this fall to be able to sow this down into pasture. But kind of my idea is, I've got this ground broke up. I don't know if you can see it way off over there by the tree line at the highway. I've got another field over there that I've broke up. You can kind of see the edge. I can see the edge. I don't know if you can see it here with cell phone video, but it's kind of what I'm doing here. But you can see the big old roots, but tomato plants are looking pretty decent. As you can see, I'm surprised that I'm not sinking to my knees in mud. Of course, poor little beans, they come up good, but the bugs are getting into them pretty ferociously, and you know, can't really put anything on them because they're calling. I mean, the next 7 days forecast, the least amount of percentage is, I think, 50% on rain, so it's going to rain a bunch the next 7 days. Obviously, there's some squash coming up. Just one hill is all that's come up. It's that one hill there, and I've got them all the way down. Now there's another one here that's coming up. I hope y'all can hear this good, because of course, as soon as you start doing a video, you get a gale force wind behind me, and I'm hoping I'm blocking it enough to so y'all can understand what I'm saying. But got peas out through here. We're getting here to the end. It gets pretty foul, the ground does, right past here. Then out through there, you probably can't see it too well, but I've got 8 rows of corn. I think it's 5 rows of sweet corn and 3 rows of regular old style field corn. So we'll take a walk down here to the other end. See, I'm kind of amazed that the deer haven't attacked these beans very much, but I'm doing all this with a tractor, actually. It's what I set, you know, laid all the rows off with a tractor. Then I've got a hiller disc that I built to hill all the rows up. But as you can see, that not plenty of water right now. And probably more to come from what I could see of the radar. But what's strange is put this stayed wet, so wet, but all through later March and April. Couldn't get the garden, couldn't get the ground worked up, couldn't get anything done. And so finally, around the 1st of May, started drying up. I got over here, worked it up a little wet, but it worked up okay. The ground did. And me and my daughter planted these potatoes 3 weeks ago, I think that's right. And we planted the potatoes, and the beans, and the tomatoes and the bell peppers down there. all the same weekend. Put out 50 pounds of, these are Klondike Gold potatoes. And got them put out, and it didn't rain until I think last week. Went forever with no rain, and was scared that the potatoes were going to die on me in the ground, because you cut the seed potatoes up. You need to look for arrowheads. As I walked through this little spot here, I'd found some pretty decent pieces right through here the other day, and I wanted to kind of look it back over after it rained. I'll probably have to do that after I quit making a video. But this is the other end of it. Oh yeah, I got a few sweet potato plants. Of course, got them and bought them at the local co-op, and they didn't look the best in the West when I got them. Usually I try to do my own sprouts, but I bought these, and I got a 25. I may have 6 or 7, which that's pretty decent. Kind of give you a look back down. I know it's kind of dark because it's so overcast, and I'm doing this with an iPhone, and a junky iPhone at that. But as you can see here, here's the corn. We did it with a tractor also, old John Deere 2-row planter. Not sure if I got the right plates in it, so we used it last year. It's kind of hit or miss on planting, but it gets corn in the ground. That's one good thing about it. It does get corn in the ground. So a little work with it. A little funny story though. This year, me and my dad used it on his corn, and we planted it. And, you could see the corn dropping down out of the bin and everything as we were going across the field. And he kept waiting and waiting and waiting for his corn to come up, and waiting and waiting and waiting. And this was before I got this here planted. I didn't have this ground worked up. His ground drained a little bit better. He was able to get his worked up a lot sooner than I was able to get this. But anyhow, waited and waited and waited, and his corn wouldn't come up. He neglected to look up in the bottom of the corn planter where it drops out in the ground. The shoes there, I guess you'd call it, were clogged up. So all of his we didn't plant the first kernel of corn in the ground. So that was the reason his corn didn't come up. It took us about 3 weeks to figure that out. But anyhow, that's kind of the review of the tater patch and everything. And I might show you, I've got some stuff that I grow in raised beds at the house: lettuce, of course onions, garlic, stuff like that. But this is kind of just a new way of me doing things here. The ground's already worked up. I have to, as rough as some of these spots are on this place, you can kind of see over here the other side of the field. I hope it shows up in this video, but you can see the weeds and the sumacs and stuff like that are out there, and it's amazing the network of root system that a sumac has. It'll stop a tractor and a plow just right in its place. It'll 2-row 16 plow, 16-inch double bottom plow, and 60 horse Ford 5000 tractor. It'll just stop them, and you'll look back and you'll be ripping roots up 20 feet in both directions, the size of your wrist. So it's kind of where this whole place has got neglected for years and just not getting maintained and bush hog, no cattle running on it or anything. So it got pretty rough on us. But it's kind of what I'm doing here, and I hope to be making another video here pretty soon. And I want to enjoy this nice cold Miller, and talk to y'all soon. Thank you for watching.